Hello and welcome to The One Show, and we'll be watching that amazing event which took place this weekend with, of course, tonight's guest.
Yes, he's a homegrown Hollywood star, but he can also do this quite well.
Train I'm on, 16 coaches long, well, that long black train took my baby back home.
It's the multi-talented Hugh Laurie.
We
have to say, welcome back to the UK. You've been away, working on the fantastic house, of course. I mean, what did you miss most then about being away?
Oh, so many things. Weather.
Yeah.
Do you get sick of being warm in LA?
They don't really have weather up there.
No seasons.
No. I miss beer. I really do. I mean, I know that sounds like the sort of thing people say when they come back, because it is, and I'm saying it. But I really did miss bitter. You know, they have this. Budweiser is not really.
Doesn't hit the spot, does it?
It does not hit the spot.
No.
Are
you back for good now? Is that it?
I am. If you'll have me.
Well, hey, it's great. It's great that you're here.
I feel that there's a probationary period where people sort of say, well, you know, let's see if you can remember which side of the road we drive on, and I'll see if I can pass that. But no, it's great. It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
We'll have you back every Monday.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, later on we're going to be introducing Hugh to a virtuoso who can give any tune a classical makeover.
That must be one of the most extraordinary aerial shots we've ever shown, isn't it, on The One Show? It sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it?
Absolutely amazing. It's absolutely beautiful.
As a piece of artwork and a memorial, I mean, it did exactly.
That's incredible. Incredible, brilliant idea.
Yeah, thanks to all the volunteers as well on TE1 for going out to France for us. Yeah. Now then, Hugh, last time you were here, I mean, it feels like yesterday, but apparently it was quite a while ago. You were talking about your... 1971. Yes, and you were talking about your first blues album called Let Them Talk. And you seemed a little bit nervous at the time, nearly like an actor with a bit of a sideline, because you didn't know how well it would be received. But then it became a really big success. Were you shocked by that?
I was stunned, still am. I mean, you say my first blues album. I didn't think of it as my first, but I thought it was my blues album.
Right.
I thought that would be the end of it.
That's it.
You know, and Nice Try, Sonny, back in your box. And the fact that it went well and people seemed to like it and they liked the shows and they turned up was so amazing. I couldn't really believe it. To actually be able to say, oh yes, my second blues is just an amazing thing.
Well, that's the point, because I mean, your first one sold over 1 million copies. I mean, to be honest, it did incredibly well. But now, here you are then with the second one. You've obviously really focused on this. I mean, even on your website, there's no mention of the fact that you do acting or anything. It's you as a musician. So what are you focusing on this time around that you didn't?
Burnt my passport. It's all different. Well, I just wanted to sort of keep going on this journey. I mean, I think now, if people will let me do it, I sort of see 10 of these stretching out into the future. Of course, somebody will blow the whistle and say enough. But these are the songs that I've loved since I was very, very young. We go a little bit later. Some of them we actually start earlier and finish later. So it's a sort of broader chronology, and we also go to different places. We have an Argentinian tango, and we have songs from different parts of the country. It's more of a mixture of sounds and atmospheres, and we also have 2 wonderful female singers on it as well, and there is there's more. I personally think it's more romantic. I think I was going to say sexier, and then I bailed out and went for romantic.
No, it is sexy, but I'm glad you confirmed that there are 2 female vocalists, because I thought, Hugh sounds incredibly female in that part, but there are female vocalists.
Yes.
This is you performing the latest single from the album. It's called Junko Partner, on the Queen Mary liner.
Right.
When the poor boy had plenty of money, he had friends all over town. When I reached broke down and busted, and there ain't no friends to be found.
That's magical. That's magical here. So you see, you're telling the stories of blues throughout the history, and there's a reason that you wanted to go and sing live on the Queen Mary, wasn't there?
Oh, there is, absolutely. The Queen Mary is a bit of a holy place for me because that was the scene of the great Professor Longhair's rebirth, in a way. And it's actually thanks, amazingly enough, I discovered this long after the event, it's actually thanks to Paul McCartney, he had a party, I think he was in the middle of a tour or something, he had a party and he said, where are we going to do it? We'll have it on the Queen Mary, which has just sort of landed for good in Long Beach in California. And he arranged to have Professor Longhair and the Meters, both of whom made live records that night, and Professor Longhair's record particularly sort of brought him back. I mean, he'd really vanished from the scene. They found him sweeping up in a shop in New Orleans, and no one knew where he disappeared to.
Right.
And it was largely thanks to that record, certainly in my life, that Professor Longhair came back into the public realm and then was properly anointed as the king of New Orleans piano.
Well, you might be playing Professor Longhair on Radio 2 now because you've got a new series starting tonight.
This is
it's
correct.
called Blues Changes. Is this your chance then, Hugh, to educate the listeners of Radio 2 about blues music and bring it into the mainstream?
I would not presume to educate the listeners of Radio 2, who are a very, very savvy bunch. And everybody, I'm sure they all know a lot of this stuff. I just hope they will enjoy the records we play.
I'm sure they will.
But it is quite interesting. One of the things we've done is to take a single song. We do it with Mystery Train and also with Stagger Lee, and actually, which is a very ancient song, 100 and something years old. Hundreds of different people have done it, and we sort of follow the progress of that song, the way it's changed, the way the story of the song has changed, as well as the feel of it, and to see different sort of treatments, and also to wonder why it is that a song like that survives in the way that all kinds of other cultural things just sort of vanish. Space hoppers, for example, don't see them these days.
Which is a shame, let's be honest.
It is a terrible shame. I would love to commute on a space hopper, but but a song like Stagger Lee, it won't, no matter what you do, it won't go away. There's something about the story that speaks to our deeps, and musicians keep discovering it and keep going back to it because there's something about that story that they can't let go, which I find fascinating.
It's going to be a brilliant series, that.
Well, all of your focus isn't on music at the moment because you're making this film, aren't you, with George Clooney, Tomorrowland?
George Clooney's making a film with me.
Well, yes.
Right.
Sorry, Hugh.
Exactly.
Well, but this is the interesting thing is, Disney have sent us this synopsis, which because it's top secret, isn't it? But can you just read that for us? And because we couldn't quite work out what it said.
It's the official one, apparently.
It really? So they sanctioned this. I'm allowed to read this.
So you are allowed to guess that, yeah.
Bound by a shared destiny. A bright, optimistic teen bursting with scientific curiosity and a former boy genius inventor jaded by disillusionment. I don't know if I'm in this. Embark on a danger-filled mission to unearth the secrets of an enigmatic place somewhere in time and space that exists in their collective memory as Tomorrowland.
Now...
Yeah, do you recognise that?
I could see how that is about as cryptic a way of describing... It's actually very cleverly done, because they've frankly given you nothing.
Nothing. Well, exactly. We are none the wiser, Hugh, and we went out on the streets to see whether our lovely audience could make head or tail of it.
No, really?
This is what they said.
Tomorrowland is...
Well, it seems is good, but something you can't understand.
I think... I'm being honest, it makes no sense at all.
There we are, the Jeopardy. We all can't wait to see it, though.
That's brilliantly done. That's great. Yes. No, I can't wait to see it either. I haven't got a clue what it's about.
No, they've really maintained the secrecy, haven't they?
Yeah.
Good.
And back to the music. Hugh's album, Didn't It Rain, is out now. It's been out since May, and you can hear him tonight on Radio 2 at 10 p.m. Hugh Laurie's Blues Changes.
Now, you hear about ASBOs being issued to stop people from playing music too loud. Hugh, that could be you. Or drinking dodgy cider.
So much now. In a moment, Hugh, you're going to be treating us to a bit of a jam session, tinkling the ivories.
I'm putting myself in your hands. I'm putty, as always. Do with me as you will.
You're very safe.
Yeah.
your words, listen closer, it might be a classic. Hugh, what do you think that might have been?
I believe it's Debussy, but I'm not sure.
With a theme tune of, do you know what?
No, I don't.
It's a nice dessert. Rhubarb and custard.
Rhubarb and
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So here you kindly came in a bit earlier today so that you could collaborate and rework the theme from House, which is pretty superb to begin with, really. I mean, Massive Attack, Teardrop. Let's have a listen to how it sounds.
It begins, obviously, with my beating
yes,
heart.
Yes, it does.
Thump, thump.
Here we are. Oh.
You know it,
You can join in, Rich, yeah.
And into your version, here we go.
Should we do a bit of Hellbilly?
Yeah.
Go on.
See you play. I mean, it was lovely earlier on when you came into the studio. You saw the piano there and you were just like, right, I've got to get down, I've got to sit there and play it. But
Massive
lovely.
Attack, we've got nothing on you two.
Thank you very much.
That's great.
Which
now we've just got enough time for the obligatory Stephen Fry question. So, when?
You have to have one, Hugh. Come on. There's always a Stephen Fry
I've got a
question.
couple too, but...
Now, we know that you are going to be working together on a certain Oscar Wilde story.
Oh, yes, we are, actually. We have... that's already started. We started recording the voice for an animated film of an Oscar Wilde story, and it's The Canterbury Ghost, and it's very, very funny script. We are barely adequate, but the script is terrific and the animation is terrific. I think it'll be really, really good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And it's out in 2015, ready for Christmas.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Plenty of time to work on that one.
Exactly. Any more stuff before then, or are you just going to leave it at that?
We're always talking about it, but we do more talking than doing.
Okay. That's good.
But the talking's fun.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, Hugh, thanks ever so much.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for being such a great sport. Didn't It Rain is out now, and Hugh Laurie's Blues Changer starts tonight, Radio 2 at 10 p.m.
Yes, and you can see footage from that series on the red button in a few minutes. Now, on tomorrow's show, we've got James Corden and Rick Stein. We'll see you then. Have a
Good
lovely
night.
evening. Bye.